All right, guys, so let's talk about the Galaxy S21 Ultra 6 months later. This has been probably the best big phone I've ever used in my life. And I know that's a bold statement. I mean, for a big device, this is almost 7 inches at 6.8 inches, a little bit smaller than the Note 20 Ultra, which had 6.9 inches, but it's still a beast in size. So the original launch date and price, this came out January 2021. So it's around 6 months now. And the phone cost around $11.99, just in that neck of the woods. But there was a lot of trade-in discounts. I didn't pay that for this. I traded in a phone and got this thing for like $6.99. Incredible deal for everything you're getting here. Let me talk about the body and the build. What I've loved over 6 months using this device is how clean the back is, how clean this camera is. You know, a lot of those cameras, they get smudgy and greasy. I think I've talked about this before in my prior S21 Ultra updates, but I've been loving this. Look how clean this is 6 months later. Not a smudge, not no dirt. Look at that. Now, when talking about the rest of the body, it is a big phone. Don't get me wrong. Some people are going to get down in the comments and say, this phone's too big. He knows it's big. Yeah, it's big. But if you don't like big phones, then why are you watching the video on a big phone? This is 227 grams. It's weighty. It's got Gorilla Glass Victus on the rear and Gorilla Glass Victus on the front. It's wrapped around an aluminum body right here. So overall, everything about this phone feels very premium. I also think it looks quite a bit more modern than other devices. I mean, just look at that. That looks like state of the art right there. That phantom black, just absolutely beautiful. I'm in love with this device. I really do love this device right here in terms of the overall build. And I like how narrow the aspect ratio is because it makes it more comfortable to hold than some other devices on this phone. So having this more narrow aspect ratio means that even though it's large, you can kind of still reach across this phone. It's not super hard to manage, although people who have smaller hands will still have to use this two hands. It's not a tiny phone whatsoever, but very durable, very nice in terms of the build. Now, the display quality, on the other hand, has been an absolute joy. The main reason is because I really like how bright this thing gets out in sunlight. So if you turn on adaptive brightness, this thing will crank up so bright, you'll be blown away that you could actually see your phone this easily. This has been a problem for a lot of devices, but the display gets incredibly bright. It has a nice range of brightness. It's the best Android phone to pick if you want a display quality that's at the top of their game. This is Samsung. They make some of the best displays in the world, even TVs. So you know they're going to do a great job on their phone as well. So just a little quick refresh on the specs. It's 20:9 aspect ratio, 515 ppi. If you go to the settings here and you go to display, one of the best things I've loved about it is that you can do the 120 hertz in the WQHD plus mode. This is the main reason I don't use my Note 20 Ultra over this, is because I like that I can see the sharpest text on the smoothest resolution. That's pretty dope. In addition to that, if you go to the screen modes, they've kind of made it more simplified. Either you get a saturated panel or you get a natural panel. My guess is most people are going to put this into the Samsung version. I call this one the iPhone version because the iPhone looks kind of dull like this in terms of the panel. Like, they make it more toned down with the saturation. So if you like the iPhone look, go to natural. If you like the Samsung look, go to vivid. Now, this does have an 89.8 screen to body ratio, so I think there's some phones with slightly more. However, you can see the punch hole really makes this feel like the display is engulfing the entire device. It feels like you're holding a little TV in your hand. I got big hands, and look at this thing. This thing is a monster. So you're holding a lot of display here in your hand, and there is a slight dip on curve. I wish they would just go fully flat. They're almost there already. It's like they're just teasing us at this point, but there's just a very slight curve over there. So if you like the curve action, it's still a little bit here. If you go over here, you can kind of feel that edge panel out a bit, and of course those come here as well. You have the app pairs just like you would have on the Note device as well as the other Samsung devices. They kind of brought those features to most of the lineup now. Now, when it comes to software, I gotta report that I'm very happy that Samsung has been updating this thing every single month and relatively quickly. I mean, it's not as quick as I see on the iPhones, but it's still quick. You know, you're still getting updates regularly. Like right now, I'm on the July latest update right now. So what is there to complain about when you are going to get software updates every single month for like 3 to 4 years? So that's pretty neat here for this Samsung device right here. And talking about the software and other areas, what I really like about this phone is that it's just so customizable. It has everything you want. Like on top of the beautiful hardware, you get very customizable software, and One UI really has cleaned up over the past Samsung. This is a lot easier to navigate. Things are a lot cleaner looking right here, and I can't wait to see where they go next. Now, when it comes to the theming store, you don't even have to go. I talked about this in my other Samsung devices. You don't even need a launcher. You can theme this phone out. And not only that, they're throwing on more features. If you go up here, check this out. You have Samsung DeX. All you need is a monitor to make this phone a computer. Like, come on, 6 months later, that I've actually used that a few times. It's pretty dope. Then you have the, eye comfort shield, which is kind of like a True Tone. It's now adaptive, so it can kind of automatically switch without you having to tweak with it. In addition, Apple's bringing a focus mode to iOS 15. Guess who already had that? Samsung already had that. So focus modes were already here, where you can tweak them to the work, me time. You have all this stuff. I think I added me time. I don't know if that one was there, but you can definitely do that right here, and you could set your screen time goals and stuff like that. Lots of nice digital well-being features. I've been using this phone for 6 months. I could tell you right now, I probably haven't figured every single thing out about this device yet. There's just so much. This is a phone that can stay fun to use for a very long time, and having the multiple split screens you can do, like you can bring even pop views into the middle like this, smaller applications, multiple applications. It's a joy. It's really a joy for people who like the ultimate phone with like basically everything you could think of to use. It's all here. This is a complete package phone, no compromises. And here's another no compromise: the S Pen. Look at how much bigger this S Pen is versus the Note. This is much larger. It makes it much more comfortable to write with this. However, you will need this case, the Samsung S Pen case, or a speaking case, and I think there's another cheaper one on Amazon. But just using this, hey, this is nice. Just using this S Pen has been great. It almost feels like the one you'll use on a Samsung tablet, the bigger one. So definitely makes it a lot easier to write. And of course, it's going to have that like nice overall, responsive time that you're used to from like the Note device. Now, performance, just like the software, it's no compromise. You have a Snapdragon 888, and because of the 120 hertz on the WQHD, it's super smooth. I will say the only time this phone does show me a little bit of slowdown is when it first starts up and it loads the system up. Like if you restart the phone, it takes a couple seconds for it to, get ready to go. And once it's ready to go, man, it is ridiculous. You can just fly through basically everything on this phone, no problems. Man, it is a boss in performance. And if you love boss performance, this one's got it. Not only that, they're combining that with 12 gigabytes of RAM. 12 gigs has been enough. This thing never reloads anything. Like literally anything you go back into, it's always ready to rock. It's ready to go. It's a beast. But see, I just said it's a beast in performance, but it doesn't end there. Most people are probably going to buy this phone for that. Right there, the camera. This is a no compromise camera either. This is a true flagship all around. When we take a photo, the focus has drastically improved over the S20 Ultra that came before this device. If I go to more, they have brought basically all of these features here. Look at them all. I mean, you can have fun for days. This is the camera you want if you're going out and you're doing something, you want to get a memory. If you're going to be out all day, you want to get some true memories. This is the camera. It's all in one package. On the front, you do have a 40 megapixel camera. I mean, come on. How much more do you need out of a phone? I just don't see that you would need any more out of a device. Let me go to video. This is a truly mature product. If we go over here to full HD, you'll see 8K video, UHD 60 on here, but I'm done talking. 6 months later, I have a few samples I want to show you. Check them out and let me know your thoughts on this amazing system right here. This quad camera setup, 108 megapixel, 10 megapixel telephoto that can zoom into ridiculous amounts of zoom. You can go 10x on the optical, 30x, 100x. I mean, come on. And when it comes to the battery life, the 5000 milliamp has been strong even with all the features turned up. A lot of times you would have to turn things down to get through a full day on heavy use. Now you can basically get through a full day on heavy use with nothing turned off. You can have the WKHD mode with the 120 hertz blasting the brightness, and you're still going to make it through the day on this one. That's how strong the 5000 milliamp hour battery is in this phone. All right, so let's talk about audio. 5G performance on here on board. In addition to that, having the phone call loud and clear with the addition of Dolby Atmos on board. I always have it turned on because why not? It boosts the volume. It sounds better. Auto modes, movie modes, music, video. Auto modes, movie modes, music modes, and voice. It sounds incredible. There's nothing else to talk about there 6 months later. Super good. Now, the biometrics here for me have been great. You know, when I look at the phone, it kind of knows I'm there. It unlocks me with the face. Right here, if I want to use the fingerprint sensor, boom, it's in every time. So, I mean, what else do you want from a phone? Fast face unlock, not the super secure, but that's secure. Very quick. I mean, what else do you want from a phone? Samsung Pay has still been great, even though I think they removed that technology where it would work basically anywhere the MST. But this phone right here has still been working great for me at Samsung Pay. Most places I go, it supports it. I don't know about you, but most places now support Samsung Pay either way. So it's going to work just fine with the mobile payments. Now, phone call quality, loudspeakers, good performance with the overall signal strength. 5G was quick, very good. So is there anything I didn't like about this device? And I'm trying to think because there's not many. I wish the storage had SD card. We don't have an SD card in here. That really drives me a little bit nuts. I think for this, they really dropped the ball not putting SD card in here. Samsung, please put the SD card back. I love it, and I think a lot of Samsung users love the SD card. Please put it back. I'm not sure they will, but if you're listening, I think a lot of people would buy the next one, even if it has an SD card slot. So please go ahead and do that. What else do I not like about this phone? Well, I don't like that I have to use a case to tuck in the S Pen. So this is an S Pen thing. Other than that, it's been an amazing device overall. It comes in Phantom Black, Phantom Silver, Phantom Titanium, Navy, Brown, and that's about it. So plenty of color choices. So in conclusion, should you buy this now? That's an absolute yes. I mean, haven't you figured that out by now throughout this video? It's an absolute yes. Even with the upcoming iPhone 13 Pro Max coming, you know, competitor to this phone, this is still going to be a strong option either way. This is the best phone I've used all year, the best large phone I've used all year. So if you have an S21 Ultra, share your experience down below. Thumbs up if you found the 6 months later video enjoyable, helpful, entertaining, and subscribe if you haven't already. Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to be well, and peace.